powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us here on the Statewide Noon News. I'm Samantha Sullivan. We start this afternoon with some developing news out of Washington, D.C. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is resigning. Here's Mola Lengi with the latest.
UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is stepping down from her post. She joined President Trump to make the announcement at the White House.
It has been an honor of a lifetime.
Mr. Trump said Haley was special to him, and he also praised her for the work she did on behalf of the United States.
She told me probably 6 months ago, she said, you know, maybe at the end of the year, at the end of a 2-year period, but at the end of the year, I want to take a little time off. I want to take a little break.
But some are questioning the timing of Haley's resignation, with the U.S. trying to resolve turmoil around the globe. Just shy of 2 years on the job, Haley was instrumental in announcing new economic sanctions against North Korea and defended America's airstrikes on Syria last year.
It was time to act. Bashar al-Assad must never use chemical weapons again.
Haley has been a rising star within the Republican Party, with speculation of a presidential run somewhere in her future.
I am not running for 2020. I can promise you what I'll be doing is campaigning for this one.
Haley will step down at the end of the year. Mola Lengi, CBS News, Washington.
Closer to home this afternoon, the Denver Coal Company, which owns the Rosebud mine at Colstrip, has filed for bankruptcy. Westmoreland Coal announced today it will file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Westmoreland interim CEO Michael Hutchinson says the decision comes after months of conversation with the company's creditors. Just last week, the company announced it had obtained a loan payment extension through Monday. It was the latest in a series of extensions Westmoreland received just this year. Hutchinson says they will work to continue to serve their customers as they go through this restructuring process. In addition to the Rosebud mine, Westmoreland is also a partner in the Absaloka mine near Hardin and owns the Savage mine located along the Montana-North Dakota border. In 2016, Westmoreland was listed as the 8th largest U.S. coal producer. And in other news this afternoon, there are places to mine gold across the West, but the border of Yellowstone National Park is not one of them. That's the message from Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke as he signs a 20-year moratorium on mining in the park. MTN's Chet Lehman has more from Montana's Paradise Valley.
Far from the turmoil of Washington, D.C., Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke gathered with several members of the Yellowstone Gateway Business Coalition, not far from where a proposed gold mine would have been.
Public lands is not a Republican or a Democrat issue, it's an American issue. And there are some things that are more important than politics.
Those gathered pointed to the importance of nearby Yellowstone National Park and the Yellowstone River downstream from this gathering. Secretary Zinke declared this place special.
I graduated with a degree in geology, and I'm a pro-mining guy. I love hard rock. But there's places to mine, and there's places not to mine. And you have to look at the American conservation ethic of best science, best practices, greatest good, longest term.
All the work completed today focusing on this, the Yellowstone River. But it didn't just happen overnight. In fact, when Ryan Zinke first became involved in this, he was Congressman Zinke. Today, signing it as Secretary of the Interior Zinke, using what he says is the full power of his office.
Today, we're going to put at peace, within the extent of my power as the Secretary of Interior, a 20-year moratorium. If I could make it permanent, I would.
In the Paradise Valley, Chet Lehman, MTN News.
Now, making it permanent is something that Congress would have to do. A bill is currently moving through the Senate that would change Secretary Zinke's mining ban from a temporary ban to a permanent one. In other news this afternoon, parents in Libby pull their kids from school after they say the Libby School District did not let them know about a threat to the school. In a statement, the Libby Police Department says a threat was made on a bathroom wall and was reported to them last Thursday. After investigation, they found a small group of students to be behind that threat and assured there was no danger to the community. But students were still missing from school after parents say they found out about the threat over the weekend on Facebook, but the school did not communicate with them about the threat until Monday. There will be a meeting at 6:30 tonight for parents at the Libby High School. Well, elections are just now 4 weeks away, and if you're one of the 90,000 Montana residents who received a mailer over the last few days containing a partially filled out absentee ballot registration form, it's important to know those forms are completely legitimate and legal. They were sent out by the New American Jobs Fund, which is a partnership between the League of Conservation Voters and United Steelworkers. League of Conservation Voters spokeswoman Alyssa Roberts says the forms were sent to help people make the voting process easier. And finally, before we take a break, it's a project that city officials and other state leaders say will transform the city of Kalispell. And this week marked a major milestone for development in the Flathead. The driving of ceremonial golden spikes marked the completion of the new Glacier Rail Park at a grand opening ceremony. The $21 million project launched back in 2012 and includes the Glacier Rail Park and Trail System downtown. The project got a push in 2015 with a $10 million grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation. Removal of the tracks is likely to begin in spring of 2020. Additional new development in the Kalispell core area is expected once the rail is removed and the new trail system is constructed. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the Statewide Noon News this Tuesday. Coming up, authorities are still unsure of just what caused a fatal limo crash in New York. What we do know after the break. But first, Ed's in with a look at the statewide forecast. We will be right back.
Watching MTN News with Samantha Sullivan, Storm Tracker weather with Ed McIntosh, and Farm and Ranch News from the Northern Ag Network. This is the Noon News on Q2, Montana's news leader.